stocks that you need to keep on your radar today. But Srishti, let's start with an eye on the globe and see how the Wall Street has fared. Now, Wall Street did wrap up a tough week with selling pressure in tech persisting. The Nasdaq, that tumbled around 3% week to date, marking its worst 5-day performance since early April, when it fell about 10%. The S&P 500, on the other hand, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average, they also lost more than 1% each for the week. Now remember, AI-linked stocks, they were the major drag. Oracle slipped nearly 2% on Friday, bringing its weekly losses to around 9%. AMD also fell about 9%, whereas Broadcom, that was down more than 5%. Now remember, it was on Thursday when the selling pressure began, and we saw selling in big names like Nvidia, AMD, Tesla, and Microsoft that weighed heavily on the markets. The Nasdaq composite then dropped about 1.9%, the Dow with almost 400 points. However, analysts do remain cautiously optimistic. Now, in terms of what to watch out next, investors will be keeping a close eye on how AI and tech earnings are going to be going forward, and any commentary from the Fed on rate cuts. That's something that is very key to watch, alongside macro data releases that could hint at the path of inflation and growth going forward. So yes, a tough week for the Wall Street, Srishti, but looks like things are pretty stable on the crude front.
Well, yes, nothing much happening over there, Kanishka, because as of now, what we see is that Brent crude is trading and hovering around that $64 per barrel mark. It's the crude futures that are steady after a few weeks of decline that we have already seen, but the markets are always a forward-looking beast as they're awaiting the OPEC Plus as well as IEA energy market outlook reports. So all eyes will be on that.
That's right. That's about Wall Street and the commodity markets. But let's move on and tell you some of the top global stories that we are tracking this morning. Now, first up, the U.S. Senate is moving closer to ending the 40-day federal shutdown, planning a vote on a stopgap funding bill that could reopen the government within days. Now, Democrats want healthcare subsidies protected, while the U.S. President Donald Trump is pushing for direct payments instead. Now, the shutdown has sidelined